Hello everybody, it's CraftyRia and welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Today is Monday, May 9th, the day after Mother's Day, and also right in the middle of Nurses Week. I know it's weird that Nurses Week, it goes from a Friday to a Thursday or something like that. So all the fellow nurses out there, happy Nurses Week. And I think last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and I may be missing some of the appreciation weeks, but thank you to all of the teachers and all of the nurses out there, and then everybody else. Every Monday is, for me, it is Viewer Appreciation Day because I do appreciate all of you watching my videos. So, I know, Angela, I am slacking. I hope everybody did have a good weekend. Let me get my mic set up here. I'm kind of all tangled up. All right, I think I'm okay with the mic and it's not in my way. I do want to get a real microphone. I have one on my wish list on Amazon and I just need to order it. The only problem is it won't record through my camera. I have to do a separate sound, so then it gets to be a little more technical, but I think the sound quality would be better. And welcome in. Hi, Bruce. How are you? I'm not speaking with any kind of an accent today, just straight up CraftyRia. And welcome in, Michelle M. I'm glad to see you. And Nina G's Creations, welcome in. And of course, Angela's here. She is our resident cheerleader. She is almost always here prior to the stream saying hello to everybody and just being a great cheerleader. I do appreciate you, Angela. Of course, I appreciate all of you. Let's see. Frances is here. Welcome in. And Connie. And let me scroll back up. And Sharon, Denise, Destalou, and Jean, and Cecilia. I think I named everybody that's here. Welcome in. And if you're just lurking, that is fine too. If you'd like to say hello, I would greatly appreciate it, but it's not required. You're more than welcome to lurk and just enjoy the stream. Well, today it might be a first on a Monday Night Live. I don't know if this has ever happened before, but I don't have any mail to open. I went to the post office box yesterday and it was completely empty, which is fine. Most of the time I get tons of wonderful mail, so I gave the postal workers a break this week. I don't even have anything that I ordered for myself to show you. I did get an order from BB Craft and I'll be making a video for that, but that needs to be in its own video. Got some really cool stuff from them. I think you guys are going to like that one. And let's see. Welcome in, Barb. So let me know in the chat if you guys have had a good Mother's Day and what you did. I don't have human children, so I didn't really celebrate Mother's Day. We didn't do much anyway. We just stayed home. I went to Walmart to go grocery shopping and to check my mail. Well, not at Walmart, but at the post office. We usually do it Saturday afternoon or Sunday. Todd mowed yesterday, so I went to the grocery store. We have a pretty big yard, so he was pretty tired after mowing. No, Michelle, I don't think I did. If I did, I would have opened it last week or the week before, depending on how soon you sent it. But nothing came this past week. So if I didn't open it last week, then I would say no. I don't remember if I received one from you. But everything that I receive, unless there's a note in it to tell me not to open it, and I've not gotten any notes like that, everything I open on Monday Night Lives. Oh no, Michelle, maybe it'll come this week. We'll see. It might come late. I don't know. One time, really funny, this was a long time ago, late 80s, early 90s. I mailed out my rent check and my car payment at the same time. And I think it was in June of whatever year, I think it was 1988, 1989, I don't remember. But I was renting this one particular house in Florida. It was a pink house. Anyway, the outside was pink. And my little goddaughter, Heather, would call it the pink house. She would call me Miss Marie. Miss Marie's pink house it was. So I always called it my pink house. But anyway, I mailed out my rent check and my car payment. And I was a couple months ahead in car payments, so the bank never called me. But my landlord called me, a couple weeks later, and it's like, well, I didn't get your rent check. I'm like, oh, I mailed it on such and such a day. So I had to stop payment on it and send it out. And then I checked with the bank, and they never got my check. Anyway, they got them like 6 months later. Both of them got them like on the same day. I don't know what my post office did with them, but I thought that was pretty funny. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Just hit it once. If you hit it twice, it'll unlike, but then you'd have to hit it a third time. So you have to hit it an odd number of times, not an even number of times, because it cancels itself out. Welcome in, Carla. All right. So today I'm going to just recycle and upcycle some Christmas cards. I went through some stash that I happen to have close by, and I thought maybe we could do some fun crafting with these. These are, the first part of them are cards that are already put together, so I don't have to cut them apart. They already have a really cool matching envelope, and then the inside is so cool, so I don't really want to take them apart. I like them. And they are from, well, this one doesn't say. Some of them are from like charities, so I think they're really neat. So I picked out a few that I thought would be really easy to decorate. I love those chickadees. I think they're chickadees. And this guy is cool, so cool. And I like the penguin. And I don't know if we'll get to all of these. We have that. Did I do this card? Well, not this one, but one like it on a recent video. I cannot remember. I love this strand of lights. And I tried to find my box of cards, and I only am finding part of them, and it's not in it. So I don't know if I have it stashed somewhere, if I made it or not. And then I have some other cards too that I pulled out that I thought were neat that I might want to. This is more of a traditional recycle because they're either the fronts or they've been signed on the inside. So I have some of these. I found this. This is really pretty. This is like a postcard, and those owls are cool. And another front. So some of these are just card fronts. And then there's that fancy balloon one. So I just put a stack of them together, and we'll see how far we get. I'm reading the chat to see what's going on. CraftyRia, Rita. It's short. People, I get called Rita a lot, but then I just say it's short for Maria, and then they usually kind of get the idea that it is short for Maria, and they leave the T off. Speaking of Maria. I'm thinking of changing my channel name to just CraftyRia. Let me know what you guys think. I think about this all the time and then I forget to do it. And I kind of want to do it before I, get big and famous and popular. Because Maria CraftyRia Johnson is kind of a big long name, but I left my regular name on it because it's attached to my email. But I don't care if it's attached to my email and my emails go through as CraftyRia. Doesn't matter to me. So I'm thinking of just going CraftyRia and leave it at that. And I came up with the name CraftyRia maybe 15 years ago or so. And I actually used to have CraftyRia.com, but I don't have that anymore. I didn't know I was going to do a YouTube channel when we got rid of it. I wish I kept it now, but all right. So let's start with this one. This one's super easy. Y'all know, what I'm going to do to it already just by looking at it. It's a house, and the house has Christmas lights, and we're going to add Christmas lights. I just happen to have this handy. I have everything left from last week, and I have this because I think I want to use some of that rickrack. I have these still in my bin from last week, so we'll see how far we get. I know I am CraftyRia to most people, so I think I'm just going to go with CraftyRia just to make it easy. And my channel name is like youtube.com/CraftyRia, so it comes up just as CraftyRia. So I don't think I need to keep the Maria Johnson part in there. I could put it in my description to say, I am Maria Johnson, blah, 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 and have it on my mailing address. But either way, I think I'm going to just change it to CraftyRia, just so you guys know. There was a CraftyRia, and it's 2 words, but I don't think, back when I started my channel, I don't think she really has any videos, or there might have been 1 or 2 videos. There weren't a lot. At least when I started my channel, there was the one, and like I said, it was 2 words. If someone else is using the name CraftyRia, it is since I have my channel. Nobody else had it prior to. I did thorough searching, and I did searching back 15 or so years ago when I started with the name CraftyRia, and there was nobody at all anywhere with the name. So that's kind of why I came up with it, because it was pretty unique. Let's see, I'll put some of this down this part of the roof. So of course I'm just putting some bling across the roof because I love to do that. Carla knows. Carla knows me, of course. I love this bling. It is just the best. It is so easy to use, and it really does have a lot of uses, and it can really make your card so pretty. It's super duper easy to use, and there we have so many Christmas lights. All right, I think I will leave it at that. Super pretty, you know, and you don't really have to do a lot to a pre-made card, but I always like to add a little something. Oh, I should put some on this Christmas tree because this tree is lit up. And these colorful ones definitely are just like Christmas lights. They really are. I have two little ones left. I'm just going to put them right at the top of that tree. There we go. So the tree is all lit up and the house is lit up. And maybe I'll use some stickles. Because why not? I always keep them close by. I think I will put some in the windows. Some of these are getting dry. Let me see if I can get any of these unicorn stickles out. You were here when I first went live, like my first video live, Carla, or tonight? Oh yeah, this unicorn one. I'm just gonna slather it all over that window with the Christmas tree inside, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on this garland. How long? I don't even know how long I've been going live. I'll have to look and see. I don't even remember. It's been a while. I have glossy accents. They are fun. It is really, really pretty. Glossy accents really make things look like glass. Maybe I'll use that on those Christmas balls, Michelle, or the Christmas lights. So there, I think that I will leave it at that. And I was going to do stuff in the snow, but I'd rather have just the lights of the house peek out rather than the snow this time, because I always do the snow, so I want something a little different. All right, let me put that down. And I love how the envelopes match. So cool. All right, let's put that in there, set it over there. And then we have this one. This one is super pretty, and again, it's Galaxy of Graphics licensing. So I'm not sure if these were from a charity or not. Usually if it's from a charity, they say on the outside, but I just love how the envelopes coordinate. The only thing I don't like about this style of card, and I have a million of them, is the cardstock is pretty flimsy. But, you know, we work with what we have. I have my CraftyRia mug here with my Coke Zero. I agree, Francis. It does give it, the bling on the front does give it a little bit of visual depth in there. Oh, that's crazy, Desta. One time I got on a text list from the party that I don't support. And let me tell you, the calls were crazy. I'm like, no, leave me alone. Stop calling me. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm going to use some red Studio G. It is pretty much the same thing as Stickles, and I think I'm just going to do the berries. And then I might do some white on the snow. But I thought for this card I would just kind of keep it simple and just really pretty. And I'm just going to squeeze out a little glob on each berry. And then I have to be careful when I go back in with the white to not make a mess. I can't read chat while I'm doing this. Let me check my chat here. I know, the whole political system is kind of crazy. All right. And I know this isn't going to show up on camera how good it looks in person, and especially when it dries, it will look super shiny. That's the thing about Stickles. You can't really tell much when you put them on, but when they dry, all of the moisture, the clear background goes away, and you have just the sparkle left. And what's nice about Stickles or anything like this, like Stickles, they there's no glitter fallout. It doesn't make a mess. So if you use glue and glitter, you know there's going to be a mess everywhere. But there's no mess with this. You just have to be careful on thinner paper because it is a wet glue and it will make your paper wrinkle sometimes. Welcome in Christine. She is one of our wonderful channel members and moderators. I appreciate you, Christine, very much. Let's see. I'm going to use frosted lace for the snow. Frosted lace is a little different than some of the white Stickles. It doesn't have a lot of glimmer in it. It's not super sparkly like some of the other ones are. And I thought that would be a good contrast with these berries. I don't want to take away from the glimmer of the berries. And I'm just going to add some of this where some of the snow is on these branches, just to give it a little bit of a 3D look. Being very careful not to stick my hand in the red glitter. And I'm just trying to go over the really light, the whiter parts. Trying, like I said, trying to be super careful to not rest my hand in any of the red. Just put a little bit up and through here, just kind of randomly. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look back and see how how far back my first live went. So here is that stickled card. Super easy. Stickles are great. You can use them on just about anything. And that'll be really pretty when it dries. So this one, I have a little different idea for this guy. One thing I will say about stickles before I put them away, I always store them upside down. This is a nail polish container, and I just have them, I have way too many, stuck in here so they're upside down. You can see the color, and then they're always, the glue is always at the tip ready to be used. So no matter where you store them, if you store them upside down, I think you'll have better luck with them. I really need to clean my craft area. So much so. So I thought I would use some of these. Oh, that blue goes. I think the blue and the yellow. Maybe the light blue. Oh, that's not yellow, that's green. That's yellow. Let's try this and see. I'm thinking the yellow possibly. I was going to add some to the scarf. Like little pieces along there where the yellow is. I think I'll add this yellow. And of course, no, I didn't bring my good scissors in. I'm always saying I'm going to bring them in, and I never do. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, maybe. It's not sticking. There we go. It just had to be primed. I'll put a couple pieces of adhesive along there. I'm going to give this a trim at the bottom because that piece was folded over and dented. There. I really do need to bring in my fabric scissors, my ribbon scissors I call them. They're just really sharp scissors and they're small. These are my fabric scissors for big fabric. So we have those two pieces. I'll put yellow across on the horizontal ones. I love to color. I received a coloring book in Happy Mail, and I think I colored pretty much the whole thing. And it didn't take me very long. Rosemary at Rosemary's You Rock Art is doing a coloring book collaboration in a large print coloring book because she's visually impaired. I was thinking of getting that coloring book and doing some as well, participating in that collab. It's on Amazon. Let's see, I'll put this piece over here. I do love to color. It is a mindless activity. I can just sit there and color and just get lost in it. I need a little bit of fringe for this, for the bottom. I also do the diamond painting, and Todd had to stop diamond painting because he clenched his jaw too much and his teeth would hurt. So I have that on there. I think that's kind of cute. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the excess glue. I think I will put a piece maybe across the hat there just to have the yellow match up top. That'll be good. Let's do that. Just to bring some yellow up to the hat. Since the hat is already blue, I got this package of all of this rickrack. I think it was at Oriental Trading. They had a really good deal a long time ago. I just have never used it. I had a little extra glue sticking out. And then I used this on an Easter card and then decided that it was so much fun to use that I'd want to use it on other things. I'm the same way. I overthink. Too many choices. I overthink everything. Yeah, that is crazy. I think I'll put this blue. See, I'm overthinking this. I don't really want to cover up those snowflake things, so I think I'll put it right next to the yellow. And then you can still kind of see those little snowflakes through it. But it'll give it a little bit of a 3D effect. I think that's kind of cute. Okay, let's do it over here. Good lighting is very important in crafting, no matter what your craft is. I have these two lights on my desk. You can see them shining into here, but they're totally adjustable. Like I can move them all around. I have them on the lowest setting for filming. When I'm in here not filming and crafting, I turn them up. And I mostly turn that one up because it's closer to where I sit at the computer if I'm doing anything. So yeah, good lighting is super important. Maybe I'll put a piece down the edge. There's a little piece of glue on the back of my card and it's making my card stick to the table. Welcome in, Agnes. It's okay to be late. As long as I'm not late, I guess. It's okay for you to be late, but not me. I'm late a lot, though, or almost late. A couple minutes here and there. When I'm late more than that, I usually just blame Todd. What is the weather like by everybody? It was warm today here. It was, I think 74 was the high, but it gets cold at night. It's been in like the 50s and 60s mostly, but the high did get up into the 70s. Jonah, the dog, loves it. He goes outside and lays on the hot driveway in the heat of the day, in the afternoon. He'll just go out there and lay down, and he would be completely content to sit there all day long. So there, I added some fun to his scarf. I gotta get this piece of glue off the back. There we go. Adhesive tape. And the inside's super cute. All right. Let me see. I don't think I need to do anything else to this. I could put a couple snowflakes on it. Or maybe just some stickles on those snowflakes. I'll just stick some stickles on the snowflakes. This is by Studio G, and it's just a clear, and it has a little bit of green tint to it, and I thought that would go good with the yellow and the blue. Kind of like that mermaid looking green. I will put a little bit on the snow on his arms. A little bit on that snowflake there. And there we go. Maybe I'll put a little on his nose because that's just snow. There we go. His or her, I don't know. I think that's kind of cute. We'll call that one done. And the envelope matches. So cute. I love these cards. I have to be careful. Carefully open it and stick the envelope on the inside. Find a place to put it where I won't smash my finger in the stickles. I am not ready for the 90s. I don't like super hot weather. With this cute penguin, let me see. What about the green? Green. I have that green. I have dark green. I think the dark green is better. It's supposed to get up in the 80s later this week. I think maybe I'll just put this around like this and have it go down rather than any other way. I think I'll just have it go right along with the shape of it. It'll cover up some of that Nordic print, but that's okay. I want to clean up the edge on this one, just trim off the edge that is there. we go. Now I wonder, what if I gotta try something here. If I ran it through and tied it in the front in kind of a big bow. What's on the back? You know, it won't ruin anything on the back. I'm going to try it. Why not? You'll see what I'm talking about. I put a fresh blade in my finger blade. I'm just going to cut this along here. And along here. '82 is hot for this time of year. Give this a trim. And feed this one side of this through to the back and through to the front. And then you'll see that on the back, on the inside, which is okay. I will bring this down, tie it in a bow or a knot, maybe a double knot to take up a little more room. And then run these pieces down. Yep, I think that'll be great. I have to make this knot a little tighter. Take up a little more slack here. Okay, I think that will work. That's kind of cute. I'm going to take one of these balloon dots. I'm going to carefully, let me cut this off here. Stick it right here in the middle, right where the knot is going to go. There, and then that will hold the knot. And then I'm going to take mini glue dots and put one at the bottom of each one of those to anchor it at the bottom. I have these little tiny glue dots for that. We all had the same thought to put a glue dot under it. Yep. Glue dots hold everything. And then that way that holds it down there as well. And then I'm just going to trim it off a little bit below the glue dots. That way there's a little bit free hanging. I think that came out really neat. That's all right. I'll take it. I have these little tiny scraps that I don't know what I'll do with, but I'll set aside in case I use them on a card. I cut that piece way too big. Cute little penguin. I have an idea. Let's do something else fun. I have white. I think I'll put white along the bottom. I've never used the white before. Yeah, and I'll put a couple pieces along where the snow is too. But I'll start with one big piece across the bottom. This piece is kind of folded up on the end where it was tucked in. So I'm just going to cut that part off. And then I'll put a piece here and a piece at the top. I have to feel where I put the tape because I can't see it. It's hard. It doesn't show up very good on the camera, but it looks kind of cute in person. A little different than stickles. That's a great idea. I might use this more often for snow. I never thought of that. So if you guys have rickrack in your stash, or even lace, I bet would be good on snow. I'm going to use these little guys in case there's a little adhesive. I can feel my other scissors getting gummed up from cutting very close to adhesive. There we go. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. You can kind of see it. I think it's cute. Well, that's a whole new idea, is using rickrack for snow. I'm glad I used it on his scarf. I never would have thought to use it for snow. Oh yeah, a red gemstone bling on his pom-pom up there. Okay. Let me get my red. Oh, I know what I have for that. I think I have something close by. Oh, I have red too over here. I'm cleaning off my desk, finding all kinds of stuff. I thought I had smaller ones. I do. Okay, I found them. I have to go find these really cool ones. And I think I stuck my finger in some stickles over there. I'm thinking, yeah, that size. I have the really big ones. I'll do the big one. These are Park Lane from Joann's. I think they're really pretty. So then he has a really pretty doohickey on his head. All right. And then even that's on the inside. It just adds a little bit of interest, kind of fun. Okay. Let's clean up my mess. Let me get a sip of my drink here. I'm on TV at Christine's house, just like Carol Duvall. I loved Carol Duvall. That was my favorite craft show ever. Let's see, we have this. Look at how pretty it is on the inside. Super pretty. And this one is The True Meaning of Christmas. I think I'll just bling up the house and the tree like I did before. It has a ton of glitter on the front, so I don't really need to add stickles to it. But I have these, and I will add that. And it looks like the house already has Christmas lights on it, but they're not very pronounced. You can kind of see up there the Christmas lights. This is better. You chat on the phone and watch on TV. That's pretty awesome. Carol Duvall was my favorite crafter for so many years. I watched her show and her guests. Oh my goodness. I loved her show. And a lot of her guests. Let me know if you guys watched Carol Duvall, I can't talk, and let me know who your favorite guest was on her show. I'm trying to remember. I don't know that I have a favorite. When I watch YouTube, I usually just watch on my computer screen, but I have a humongous computer screen. Not humongous, pretty big. And I usually am just sitting in front of my computer watching different shows. I think I'll put some in the bushes over here because there's some lights in the bushes as well. I started doing polymer clay watching, I think it was Becky Meverden. Oh, and Dee. Remember Dee? Was her name Dee? Dee Grunig. She was like, oh, the rainbow sponge, and how excited she would get. Oh, I loved watching her. And Tim Holtz, I think, got his start on her show. He was one of the ones that would come on as a guest, and he's super popular now. Yeah, Tim Holtz was popular way at the beginning. And who is that other guy? I have a bunch of his stamps. I can't remember his name. He has the really neat stamps that you could color in. Oh my goodness, his name escapes me. I can't remember his name. It's going to drive me crazy. Destelu, it is very hard to get it cured correctly. The key is to not make it very thick. And like if you're going to do something that has a body, like a dog or a frog or something, to put aluminum foil, start off with an aluminum foil ball in the middle so it's not solid clay. I've had a lot of polymer clay not last very long because it would crack after it was done. So I don't know what I did wrong with it. So here we have just a bunch of lights. The camera is not really picking it up how pretty it is. There's all these lights. There's all of this snow. And of course we have the dog on the sled, which is really cool. So I don't need to add any stickles to it because it is full of glitter. And I think I'll just leave that the way it is like that. And then there is the envelope. I know Tim Holtz was on there. I didn't know Simon Says was on there. I have seen his channel. He's really good. He's the young guy, right, Simon? Who is the... he was an older guy. Oh. He has really cool cloisonne, I think you call it, stamps. Oh gosh, what is his name? Oh man. I can't think of his name. He has a website, or at least he did. I haven't looked him up in forever. But he had really nice stamps. So with these, I was going to use stickles, but we mentioned glossy accents, and let me grab my glossy accents and put those on. Do you guys also remember the, yes, Simon Hurley is the young guy, that's right. What was I going to say? Do you guys remember? Oh, Aileen's Creative Living. It was from the makers of Aileen's Tacky Glue. That's how I learned about it. It used to be on the like a country channel. I thought so, Angela. I think I did this card before, but what the heck, we're going to do it again. I think I want to put something here. I looked for it before the show to see if I could find it. Oh, I have a great idea for this card. I have to go across the room. I might have to take my mic off. See if I can get my mic to extend across the room. I have a great idea. Aileen's Creative Living was a show on some country channel back, and this is back in the late 80s, I think, early 90s. You can Google it and see. I think there are some shows on YouTube. this would work. Not those. Hang on, I'm getting some goodies. But I'm gonna grab these while I'm over here. Okay. All right, I'm coming back. It was late 80s, early 90s. And they did all kinds of crafts using stuff like Baylene's tacky glue or the tack it over and over and all of their different products. I can't remember the name of the channel. It was like the Country Music Network type thing or something like that. I'm not taking my clothes off, if that's what you mean. That's funny. So I got these sequins. There's a mixture here, and I thought I would stick sequins along where those dots are. But then I also grabbed these just in case I needed a certain color. Oops, I accidentally got snow. But I have that, so I thought that would be kind of cool. I want to do something on this green on the bottom. I have some washi tape. Let me get my washi tape. Some Christmas washi tapes. You remember watching it? Okay, the Elaine's Creative Living. I loved it. I used to watch that with my mom a lot. It was on like at the same time Carol Duvall was on, in that same era. I think that looks kind of neat. I'll bring it up closer. I'll stick it on there. I think I'll just go with that one. Why have too many choices? Now this is washi tape. Washi tape tends to not like to stick very well. So I'm going to run a bead of this regular adhesive, a line of this adhesive along the bottom. Crichton says hi to everybody. I don't know if you can hear him. There. Actually, I think I'm going to move it up a little bit. I want the green line and the red line to show. Kind of make it a little more even. So we have a green border along the bottom and a red border along the top. And that just adds a little bit of bling, I guess you could say, to the bottom. It has some metallic silver in it. So that's kind of neat. WSM. I don't know. I don't know that it was out of Chicago. I think it was just regular. Yeah, I think that'll be good. What do I want to say? A cable channel that was like national. So I'm going to use the glossy accents. I haven't used it in forever. I don't know if it's even going to work. So let's see. No, I need a pin. I'm looking around to see if I have a pokey tool near me, and I do not. Let me get a pin. I will be right back. I don't have to go too far, I don't think. I'm looking to see if I have a pin closer than where I have to go to get a pin. The problem with my pin is that I have something blocking where my pins are. So I have to go kind of out of my way. All right, I'm getting the pins. You guys probably think I'm crazy. If you're just now thinking I'm crazy, then you're late to the show because I've been crazy for many years. So yeah, Eileen's Creative Living. So I just have a pin. I think it's a quilting pin, really. I like them because of the flat heads. Let's see if I can get it to work now. Please work. I'm live. Please work, Glossy Accents. Don't you know, Glossy Accents, that I am doing a live show and you are supposed to work? Let's see if I can get this to behave itself. All right. It's all over the pin. I'm squeezing with all of my might. There we go, it's starting to come out. Glossy Accents goes on a little bit milky, and then it will level out and dry clear. It's like a self-leveling glue. And it will dry. These will look like glass. I still need to get more of this out. CMT, that's it. Country Music Television. That's it. Thank you for the reminder for the likes. Yeah, CMT. And I think Carol was on HGTV. And then there was also the DIY, I think it was the DIY Network. There was a scrapbooking show that I used to watch, and it wasn't as good as Carol, but it was something to watch. I was like eating up all of the craft shows that I could get. This glue is now coming out a little bit better. And sometimes with Glossy Accents, you have to do 2 coats. Let's see if I can get the camera to pick it. There you go. You can see how it looks just like plastic or glass. It'll level out and it'll be really cool. A lot of people use this as their all-around paper glue. It does do a good job being glue, except I think it's very expensive for using it just for a glue. I much rather use Elmer's glue. I like to save it for stuff like this. I've had this bottle for years. I always forget about it. I was going to do stickles on this, but you guys reminded me to use Glossy Accents. And it's good to use a pretty thick amount if you want it to look like glass. while I have my hand out, I'm going to put just some dots along some of these dots, I guess you could say, and I'll put the sequins on here. I can't, I'm at a loss for words today. I talk all day on the phone at work, so then in the evenings, I lose my voice. My brain doesn't want to talk anymore. And I will say one thing. My hand's really tired from squeezing this bottle. Okay, let me spill the beans out here. I'll spill them out on this white thing here, and these are all just big. I thought I had more of an assortment of sizes. All of my other ones are big as well. I don't know, let me see. No, some of these are littler. Okay, I'll go in with some big ones and then I'll go back and fill in the little ones. We have some blue over here. Once it goes yellow, you could still use it as glue, just not clear. I'll put a gold one down where the yellow is here. So I have those so far. Let me put these back in this little doohickey. I got these in Happy Mail from somebody. I don't know who. I don't remember who. And let's see, we need some green. These are from the Dollar Tree. And you get quite a good assortment, I think, from the Dollar Tree. I hope these reseal. Yeah, I think they do. And I'll put a couple green ones out. Here, let's do this. Carefully move this over. And then I'll put a couple small ones here. The holes bug me too. Absolutely, the holes drive me crazy. Yeah, I don't like the holes. Let me see if this will work. Might be a little easier. See, that's what I was afraid of, that this wouldn't let go. This thing is so aggressive. It doesn't let go. Now I feel like I'm going to be here all night placing these. All right, so I think I've got enough green. Let's put these greens away. I see another color that would be good as a yellow, or I have this. This would be better. Oh, and these don't reseal, so I'm going to have to set them aside very carefully. And then later on, I will put them in little baggies that reseal. Okay. And meanwhile, I will put a piece of this tape over the top. Let's see if I have something that is kind of red. I have red here. Are they little? They're not little. These are big. I have pink. I have this orangey color. I'll use that where the red is. Yeah, everybody got quiet while I was putting sequins on. I got quiet, and then everybody got quiet. I'm still trying to think of the name of that stamper. That was on Carol Duvall's show. It's driving me crazy, you guys. Oh my goodness. Michael Strong. There we go. I knew I'd think of his name. Michael Strong rubber stamps. Let's go with, do I have blue? I do. I have this blue here. Well, this is certainly different than the other one I did like this because I didn't use these sequins. I know that for sure. I don't know what I used. I don't remember what I did. I probably put stickles on the bulbs. And that's what I was going to do today, is use stickles. Now, if I wanted to take more time and be more careful, I could use purples and all different colors. But if I did that, then we would be here until tomorrow morning. But there, we just have some basic colors there. And you can see how the glossy accents has leveled out, and then the sequins are really cool. You can even fill the sequins with glossy accents to make them look more like bubbles. Yeah, Christine, this is different than my normal ones. Quite a bit different. I like it. I think it came out kind of cute. Now I just have to be careful to not ruin it. I'm going to be picking up pieces of sequins for days. All right, I'm going to set that there. But anyway, that's the glossy accents. I don't use it very often. And this is the Quick Stick. It's by We Are Memory Keepers. And it is really, really aggressive. It will pick things up, but it doesn't like to let them go. And I hardly ever use it because of that reason. I have reverse tweezers, and I forget that I have them. They're, of course, across the room where I can't reach them now. I always forget to use them for things. All right, let's get my paper trimmer. I have glossy accents all stuck on my fingers now. And like I said, I have all these. I bought them, and as you can see, today is pretty much the first time I opened most of them. I'm embarrassed to say. I should use them more often. Sequins are pretty fun. They're great for shaker cards and things like that. I rarely just put glue down and stick them down. I thought these two were really cool and would go with purple. And I know you're probably thinking, that's not going to go with purple. But wait till you see what it looks like. Let me cut off this ragged edge first, because that's making me crazy. All right. And yeah, you could stick a piece of bling in the middle of each of the sequins. That is really pretty. Look at this purple. Now on the camera that might look a little blue, but it is purple, and it matches the trim in this guy. And it also goes really well with this. So let's use both of those. Let me get a card base. Let's do this old Saint Nick. That's what I'm going to call him first. And then we'll use the other one, because I have a neat idea for that other one. Yeah, I don't always like the center hole, but sometimes the glossy accents will come up through the hole and it'll make it, you won't notice it as much, or you could put stickles in them, or you could put glossy accents. So I'm going to use an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And so I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/8. This month's Patreon packages, if you are a Patreon, you may have gotten it by now, by 5 3/8. The theme is purple. The whole thing is purple. And I was using some purple glitter paper in it, and I had some left on my desk when I was going through the Christmas cards and thought it would go really well. I love it. So I'm going to trim off the bottom to, I think I want a bigger border, so I'm going to go 5 1/8. So it does cut off the bottom a little bit, but you can still get most of his coat in there. And by, I think 3 3/8. Let's try that. Yeah, that's about the right size, and that gives a pretty good border around the edge. There you go. It does sort of, sometimes it does look a little blue in my camera, but in real life it is absolutely purple. And if you want, you can cut out a square or something from the inside. I'm just going to leave it whole for now, just because I already put adhesive on the back. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I don't have a sentiment for the inside of this card, so I'm going to leave it blank. for now. I can always go back in and put a sentiment later. I did just cut his bum off. Exactly right. He no longer has a bum. It was either that or cut his hat off. So I figured he could lose his bum easier than he could lose his hat. Let me see. That's too big. I was trying to think what I want to do. There's already a lot of glitter, so I don't think I'm going to add any glitter to it. I'm going to leave it be just alone the way it is. I think the purple and that glitter really does make it pop by itself. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I know, it's so unlike me to just leave it be. Sometimes less is more. And if you really are just doing the minimum, all you have to do is just stick them on a new card. You don't even have to, you know, go through the trouble of decorating the card all that much. I think for this, I can use an A2 size card and cut this down. So I'm going to cut across the top as close as I can to the B Saint Nick. First, I'm going to even off this side since it was just torn off the card. I want to make sure this side is a nice flat edge. And I'm going to cut really close to that B Saint Nick. I can even take another sliver off. There we go. Yeah. And I'm going to, since there's more houses over here than over here, I'm going to cut pretty close to this side. I don't want to cut the reindeer off, but I can cut as close to that side. So then those are my two limiting sides, and then I can do anything else with the other two sides. Yeah, that will work. And I'm going to save these pieces for my scrap projects that will be coming soon once I get enough scraps. Angela is always in a smoky mood and always causing trouble, but that's what we love about Angela. So this is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Yeah, I think this month's Patreon packages were my favorite that I've made up because they're purple. I should do a peacock one. Oh, that I didn't think about doing a peacock Patreon package. Okay, that is going to be, I think, quite good. I'm going to cut this to the edge of that house. Keep as much of that house on there as I can. Excellent. And then I'm going to mark it on here where I want to cut the bottom part. I have my pen. It's purple, of course. Okay. That really doesn't have anything on it. And I will keep that for my scraps because it's nice and glittery. This is very glittery. So that's what we have. I like it. A lot less white space. Well, I'm going to be saving and doing something really cool with my scraps, I think. Move that out of the way. So with this, I thought I would use my finger blade. If I can find where I buried it. Oh, it's over here. It's on the other side. Here it is. I'm going to cut out the shape of some of these houses with the finger blade. Like this church, for example. And I'm just cutting out part of it. Not the whole thing. I'm going to keep them attached at the bottom. And let me see. I turn it over and you can see the lines. Well, maybe you can't. There, you can kind of see the lines. And I want to go over any, like the corners that I may have missed, so it doesn't tear. And I didn't quite get the top there. Okay, so then it pops up like that. I'm going to do that house, this house in the corner. Same idea, just like 3 sides of it, not the whole thing. Keep it attached at the bottom. So we have that. And this house down here, I'm just going to do mostly the roof on this one. I don't want to go down too far since it's at the bottom of the page. Definitely the chimney. Turn this one over and see what part I missed. Sometimes it's just the little corners. And then that one pops up. I think I'll do this house here. Let's see how far that church goes down. Maybe I'll do the roof of this one. And not the whole thing, just this front of the roof of that. And maybe the front of this roof, just the peak. So it's not the whole house. And then just this guy. I think that'll be good. King Assassin is raiding with a party of 1. Welcome in, King Assassin. I'd like to figure out how to raid from YouTube to Twitch. I don't know how to do that. I don't think you can. All right. So I have, as you can see on the back, all of those cut out. So then I have all of these pieces. I'm going to cut this house a little bit more. And this card is making some glitter fall out. We have glitter falling everywhere. There's Crichton. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's whistling now. Okay. Welcome in, King Assassin. All right. So then I'm going to turn it over to the back. Well, first I will take this background piece and attach it to the card base. And I would not cut a piece out of this one. Sometimes I will die cut or cut a square out of the center, but I want the whole thing to be purple glitter in case it shows through. All right, so then we have that. And before I do much of anything, I'm going to put adhesive on the edges of this, the bottom, and the side, and a piece like that. Oh, Crichton. Oh my goodness. I don't know what he thinks he's doing with that screech. We put our bird feeders, hummingbird feeders out, and they have been out there like crazy. And it's right outside of Crichton's window, so I think he likes to watch them. No, Desta, no panty raid. We're going to get banned from YouTube. We're not allowed to have panty raids on YouTube. That's for OnlyFans. You want to get a sound bite. I need to make my theme song video. I have a CraftyRia theme song, and I need to make a video with it. All right. I'm surprised Angela didn't mention the panty raid, because we know how Angela is. She's always causing trouble. Now on Twitch, from what I understand, there's stuff like that going on over there. I think you can do almost anything you want on Twitch and not get in trouble. On YouTube, you got to be a little more family friendly. I'm going to get demonetized over here. YouTube is very picky about what they will allow if you monetize your channel. No, 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 no. I don't have OnlyFans. I was just teasing. I should do a gaming channel. I could do... what game could I do? Animal Crossing. I have a Switch. I know people do hook it up to their Switch somehow, and they, do their games on Twitch. I have a channel on Twitch, CraftyRia, but I've never streamed on it. Okay, so here's the back of the card. I have adhesive all the way around and these little glue dots where the cutouts are. I don't know if you can see that or not. So then I'm going to turn it over, make sure I have the card opening the right direction, and set it down and press it down. And I really want to get the flat part down, and then the glue dots, the foam dots, automatically have all of those houses raised up like a real village would be, with some 3D in there. Really neat. Now, the bottom is not sticking so well, so I can add some glue up underneath there to help hold it to the glitter. Let me see. I have my Elmer's glue. Poor Angela. We tease Angela so much. I just have to hold that down, let the glue dry on there. So there we have that neat 3D effect card. It keeps popping up. I have to, let me put a piece of tape, this blue tape, down in that corner while that glue dries, just to hold it down so the glue can dry. All right, let's get all these little things off. Alrighty. I have glitter everywhere. It's making my nose itch. This card did have glitter fallout. Rarely do they have glitter fallout, but this one did. I will go through after the show and add more adhesive to the bottom of this. Here, let me do it now while I'm thinking of it. Because I want the base of the card to stick down so the glue dots pop up, pop the house up. And you can see that the houses are sticking up. That looks really neat. And it's hard to tell on camera because you really can't see in 3D, but in person it's really, really 3D. I like cutting out just a part of a picture like that and not the whole piece, and that way you don't have to worry about placement to try to put it back together. All right, so let's recap all of the goodies from today. I was kind of at a loss for what I was going to do today because I didn't have any mail. Usually I use my mail in the show, but most of these cards that I have received in Happy Mail. So we have the It Must Be Saint Nick card. We have a Christmas wish with all of the glossy accents. And when it dries, if there's any dimples or bubbles, I'll just go over it with a little bit more glossy accents. And we have all of the sequins on there. And remember, I know, we mentioned the sequins having a hole in them or whatever. Remember when we give cards to most people, they just hang them up and then they throw them away. So don't go too crazy on expense-wise or anything on a recycled Christmas card, because most of the time they're just going to throw them away. And I don't think it looks bad with the little holes on this one. Crichton was singing on the live. So Francis's son put bird calls on her alarm clock. Crichton was singing on the live. So her husband went into the bedroom to check the clock and then came out looking so confused. It was Crichton. That happens in our house a lot. He beeps like the microwave. He beeps like... he used to, back in the day when you had a pager, he used to sound just like the pager beeping. he calls my name and he calls Todd's name in each other's voices. Like he'll say Todd, just like I do. And many times Todd has come out of his office or something and he'll be like, what? And I'm like, nothing. Or he'll say Ria. 10 o'clock at night, he says, Ria, go to bed. Ria, go to bed. And if I don't pay attention to him, he gets mad. And he says it in a more stern voice, like, Ria, go to bed. It's really funny. And we never taught him that. Nobody here ever has told me to go to bed, you know. He learned that on his own. He calls the dog. He'll say, do you want to go outside? And he says our old dogs' names, Bosco, Roger. He says those names a lot. They are no longer with us. We've had those many, many years ago. But he does say their names a lot. A lot of the times if I say, well, who's a good boy? He'll say Roger. Well, yes, Roger was a very good boy, but, you know, Roger's not here. He doesn't really say Jonah's name. He'll kind of say, Jonah, did you know, in a funny way, like he says part of the name, but not really. But if I'm petting Jonah, he'll say, oh, the good boy. Oh, the good boy. And in my voice perfectly. If I laugh, a lot of the times he'll laugh with me. He's just very funny. He usually knows what to say and when to say it. Yesterday when I went to the grocery store, I picked up my purse and I went in to tell Todd, you know, goodbye, that I was going to the store. And Crichton just started saying, bye. Bye. And when you come in the house, he says hi. So he knows what to say and when to say it. Oh, he is a character. Deborah, he is crazy. Crazy bird. Jonah is also a character. And we have that card. Let me see what else I have over here. I have to be careful of the ones that have stickles. Have that one. Now he's just whistling. But he won't say, like if I want him to say it, like for the camera, he won't do it because he's crazy. You can see this one has dried a little bit with the stickles in the windows. And we have this one I have to be careful about. And this one, it looks like it's starting to warp a little bit. That's what happens with stickles. When it's completely dry, after a few days, I'll put a heavy book over it and it won't be warped by the time I go to mail it. And one more. No, we have two more. Where's the other penguin? I have the other penguin somewhere. And this snowman with the rickrack. I'm running out of room to put cards. And then the other penguin guy. Mr. Penguin, where are you? Where are you, Mr. Penguin? I don't know where the penguin is. I can't. Where did the penguin go, you guys? Where did I put the penguin? Oh, I see. He fell on the floor. I usually put them all in a certain place, but he fell on the floor. So we have his rickrack. That's really cute. I like the idea of the rickrack for snow. I will use that again. So there we go. Let me know which one is your favorite. My favorite is this one, I think. what one surprised me the most is probably this with the rickrack. I think that's really cute. I also like the technique of this. I love doing that, making things pop up like that. Super easy, very sharp blade in your knife if you're doing that. Make sure you have a fresh blade. I bought a huge pack of like hundreds of the blades on Amazon, and it was just a few dollars. It wasn't expensive. So you could, change it often, almost every time you use it if you want. If you were recycling this onto another piece of cardstock, I would have cut around each of the bulbs and popped those up, left them attached at the top and popped them up. But since it's, flat, we're keeping the card the way it is. I think that looks neat. They look like glass. I think they look great. You can see how shiny. Thank you. Was it Michelle that mentioned glossy accents? Thank you so much, Michelle. Great idea. The church and the house. Yeah, and that's purple. The church and the houses are purple. And that I love. And I do like that. That came out good. And this house really pops. And I'm having fun using rickrack. So look in your thrift stores. Sometimes you can find really neat trims. Like the little old ladies will donate it. And they've had it in their stash for years, in the sewing stuff. So look in your thrift stores. Also, look in your thrift stores for clothing that has unique trims and patterns on them. You can cut them apart and use them on your crafts. Wash them first if you can. But a lot of the times you'll find like party dresses and stuff with really neat trim that you could take apart. Also really neat buttons. So that's one great way that you can, add some dimension to your crafts by doing things like that. I really do. I think my favorite might be these two, the Village and the Christmas Wish. I think they came out good. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate all of you, as usual. Thank you to my moderators, Christine and Lois. I appreciate you so very much. Angela, who is one of our cheerleaders, and everybody who joined me tonight. Carla, who's been with us since the very first live show. And all of you guys who jump in and give me ideas and just participate. And even if you're just watching, and lurking in the background, I appreciate you being here as well. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate that also. I will be here again next Monday, same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. So I hope to see you all then. The penguin, and I have him buried, Angela. I have the penguin buried. He's really cute. And in person, you can see this other rickrack much better. And I think that's kind of neat. So if you have a card with a snowman or a penguin with something tied around his neck, that is a fun way to make that pop out. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until the next video, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.